and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for, I almost said September, gosh, for March the 9th through the 22nd. Guys, this is for 2 weeks. I usually do them for 1 week, as most of you know. But next week I'm not going to be able to. I'm kind of, I have some things I've got to do. So this is a 2-week reading. Also, the astrology report is for 2 weeks, which comes up right after this tarot card reading. Guys, it's a general reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and check out your sun, moon, and rising. The links will be below. If they're not up straight away, they stay tuned till the end of the video because I have the playlist coming up and all the readings before you will be in there. Sometimes it just takes me a minute to get all the links up. So, oh guys, if you'd like a personal reading, please click on this link here. It'll take you to my website and you can check out all the readings that I offer. Okay, let's go to your cards, guys, shall we? Oh, don't forget to hit the notification bell because I'll be probably doing some live videos. I just don't have time to do all 12 videos next week, but I could do some live ones, so check that out. Scorpio, listen, there's crossover here, so check out your sun, moon, and rising in the description box below, or wait till the end of the video where you'll see it in the playlist for March. Okay, so the first card, the first card out for you is the Fool, guys. The Fool is, listen, it's the number 0 on the Fool. So the Fool is about, he sees infinite possibilities. It's like a new beginning. It's like an adventure. There's change happening for you guys, and this, you're meant to see this change as an adventure. Something is going on where you're starting a new phase of your life, perhaps. And you're being asked, is sometimes when the Fool comes in, there's a little fear or trepidation about this new, about going forward. And because we don't like change, right? You know, it's hard for us to change and to see things differently. You know, it rocks our world kind of thing. But when he comes in, you're being asked to look upon this new phase of your life as being an exciting adventure. Look upon it positively. Welcome this change. Now, clarifying the Fool is the 5 of Wands. And I'm really getting for you that this is an internal conflict, right? You're conflicted about this phase of your life. There's some fear there. There's some apprehension. And you are, you know, in your head, you know, saying, oh, no, this is better. Oh, it's going to be good. No, it's not. And it's backwards and forwards. And it's definitely an internal conflict going on for you. I'm really getting that in a strong way, Scorpio. You know, listen, this is about getting out of your head. This is about meditation. It's about going within. And also this can be critical too. This can be going, it's almost like berating yourself, not, you know, there's all these things going on in your head and there's no clarity, right? There's no clear thought or path forward here. And that's not surprising because we have the sun conjunct Neptune this week. So check out the astrological report because it'll really make sense to you as to why this conflict is going in. It's confusion. I'm getting that there's some confusion going on this week. Over the next 2 weeks, during the next 2 weeks. Now, the next card out for you is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups it's like the Lover's card. I almost feel like it's more of a Lover's card than, and listen, that doesn't surprise me because, we've got, Mars is trining the the moon, the full moon that's coming up. Anyway, stay tuned for the astrological report. It'll talk about that. But, the libidos are high. There's chance meetings. There's, romance will come into it. Now, this could be romance with your partner if you're already in a partnership. But, new, interesting, love interests could come in too. There's an attraction. And darling, you are ruled by Mars, let's face it. And your sign rules sexuality. So, this is like, you're feeling this energy. This is exciting energy. And sensual, magnetic. This is antsy. It's like feeling you've got to kind of get up and go. Maybe that's what this is, It's that antsy feeling. I got to get going. I got to do things. Well, what's really interesting, God, this is outrageous, right? Because I'm looking at this. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So, this is like Mars and this is like Jupiter, right? Mars and Jupiter conjunct. They're both in the same sign of Capricorn. This is bigger, better, more. This is fortune. It's like the wheel is turning in your direction. You have to grab it. Look, the wheel is forever turning, right? So if you're down in the dumps, it's coming up. If you're at the top, it's going to come down again. That's just life. Life is waves, right? Ups and downs. There's no listen, when life's like that, it's flatlining, right? That's flatlining. That means you're not alive. To be alive is to go up and down, right? Is to, the wave of life, there's a beat to it. There's a tune to life, right? You can't appreciate the ups if you don't have the downs, right? But this is an upswing I'm getting. Really amazing upswing. This is exciting, darling. Now, you have 2 cards in the next position. You have the 5 of Wands again. This is a different deck. So you've got these 5 of Wands yet again here. And right next to it, you have the 3 of Pentacles. And this 5 of Wands, unlike the other one, is not internal. This is like a team. This is something to do with a team. Now, this is probably at work, but it can be, at home, the team at home. There's conflict going on, and it's kind of bickering. It's everyone shouting, no one hearing each other. No one can hear each other above. Everyone's got their own opinions, and they're just putting it out there, so no one's being heard. So you are being asked to facilitate a platform on which everyone can be heard. Now, it's not about you being the boss and controlling it all, but it's about suggesting and saying, listen, we need to, take turns and say, what do you have to say now? If this is your family, everyone takes a turn in how they feel about it. Or if this is at work, it's like facilitating this space for people to speak and be heard. Nobody has to agree, but you should be allowed to speak and be heard, because you don't want everyone feeling like they're not heard, or they don't have input, or their opinions aren't valued. So it's about valuing everyone's opinion. It's about hearing everything and facilitating that. And when the when the Five of Wands comes into a reading, it's saying you must address this, because things would get worse if you don't. But there's always a reward when this comes in for handling it. Like, it could be you're recognized for your conflict resolution skills or problem solving skills or leadership skills, or being a team player, being a team leader, or just that feeling of when the team comes together and they all feel unity. I mean, that's a beautiful feeling when everyone's aired their opinions and their thoughts, and then people come together and they kind of understand each other, and there's a connectedness to it. Because the Three of Pentacles is all about being a team player. It's all about listening and hearing everyone, and respecting everyone's opinion and input. Now, clarifying these two cards, you have two more cards. You have the Temperance card right here, and you have the Six of Cups right here. Now, the Six of Cups I always think is Neptune, right? And we have the Sun conjunct Neptune right now. And we are feeling this Neptunian energy. It's like, seeing things. It can be an illusion. It can be delusion. We can be seeing our past through rose-tinted glasses. We can be in the past and not coming into the future. We can be in dreamland. Look, Neptune can distract you and take you on a journey in your head, and you're off. You can lose time, everything. You can just be so distracted from daydreaming or even just dreaming. I mean, it's distractive, it's fuzzy, it's, there's wonderful things about it too, but this is what it can bring in. It can bring in confusion or fuzziness or no clarity. And it can be distracting. It can be addictive. It can be addiction. You can overdo things. And that's probably why the Temperance card has come in. And the Temperance is, the Temperance is everything in moderation. You have to temper your emotions. You have to temper your, whatever it is that you use as a distraction. Temper going into the past. It's okay to visit the past, but not okay to stay there. Come back. Scorpio, come back. Come back to the present. This can also be about children, your children, if you have children, grandchildren, it can be that. But the Temperance, really, you've just got to say for the next 2 weeks, everything in moderation. A lot of us have to do that. It's a very, I want to say tempting time. So whatever you use to get out of reality and perhaps avoid responsibilities, you need to kind of bring time, rein that in. Remember, your mantra for the next couple of weeks is everything in moderation, because we do have Jupiter at play too, and we need to, Jupiter's like bigger, better, more. Scorpio, thank you so much for tuning in. Please stay tuned for the astrological report next. And I love you all. And I'll see you on the other side, or in 2 weeks. And please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy that you decided to stay on and listen to the astrological report and what's happening in the celestial sky for this week and the week after, as next week I won't have time to do these readings. So, we start off on Monday, the 9th of March, 2020. We have a super full moon in Virgo at 19 degrees, 1:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's if you're in New York. 3 hours behind on the West Coast and only 4 hours ahead in Europe this week, because they haven't changed their time yet. Now, a full moon, as most of you know, is when the sun and the moon are opposite each other. And it's actually the sun that illuminates the moon. When they're exactly opposite, the moon is completely full. And this is a super full moon, which means that the moon is very close to the Earth on its elliptical travels. And it is going to appear huge in the sky. It's going to be massive. It's a beautiful full moon, darling, and which means that it's very powerful. The magnetism from that and the effect on us and the planet is immense. It will definitely affect the tectonic plates on the planet, and it's going to affect us. Now, the moon is in Virgo, and the sun is in the opposite sign of Pisces. Now, the moon is feminine. She's the mother. She's the divine feminine. She receives, right? She's receiving light from the sun. She's emotions. So it's all about feeling, right? But she is in Virgo. Now, before I go any further, she's at 19 degrees Virgo. Now, 19 degrees is very poignant, right? It really reduces down to number 1 in numerology. It's because 1 and 9 is 10, and 1 and 0 is 1. So the number 1 in numerology is about independence, individuality, determination, and authenticity, right? And the number 1 in the tarot is the magician. So this, the magician has one hand in the sky to the ethereal realm, to source, to, angels, to your guides, whatever you choose to call your deity or your belief system, and one hand on his table where there are 4 elements, and the 4 elements are all we need. So this is saying that you have everything you need to become or to do whatever you want to do. This is a very powerful new beginning, right? It's magical. Virgo is about analysis, and this full moon is in Virgo. It's about practical problem solving, right? She's an earth sign. Virgo is feminine. She's an earth sign. So she's pragmatic. Because she's feminine, she receives, right? Because feminine signs receive, masculine put out. She assesses situation, people, and things to work out how to make the best of whatever it is that she's assessing. She wants everything and everyone to be the best. She is quality control. So the best thing I can say, look, imagine that Virgo is a woman in September where the harvest is coming in and she's receiving the harvest, right? And she meticulously goes through that harvest. She takes out the best from the harvest, and then she organizes it. How is, so much say it's wheat and corn, right? So she's going through these strands of wheat and corn, and she is putting them in piles, some to make flour, some to make bread, some to make mead, alcohol. So she's putting all these piles and she's sorting it out so that she can best use it for the upcoming winter for everyone, right? So she is sorting through this information to make the best out of it. Now, Mercury, Virgo's ruling planet, is going to be going direct later on that day. Or the next day if you're in Europe and Asia. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. That's a side note for now. So the sun is in the opposite sign in Pisces, right? So this energy is very kind of intermingled. Now, On the positive side, Pisces is spiritual. It's meditation. It's introspective. It's connection with spirit, with the ethereal realm. It's dreamy and intuitive. It's sensitive to everybody's feelings, right? And this is especially so because it is right next to Neptune, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is dreamy, it's visionary, it is a connection with spirit. You can use it as that. You can, write fantasy, fiction, poetry, the visual arts, anything artistic and creative is a really good way to channel this energy. It's also, on the downside, it's a little fuzzy. It's not quite clear what's reality, what's fantasy, what's the truth, what's delusion or an illusion. Because, if you're using it creatively, you can bring to life visualization. Visualization is really good during this time too. So if you can direct it, it's brilliant. But you can also go off the other way. You can be easily influenced. You can be deluded by people. So you have to be, meditation, darling. This is about introspection. So it's very, very powerful. And on one hand, you've got this very practical, woman who's receiving information and sorting it. And on the other hand, you've got this dreamy, visionary, you can lose time with Neptune too. So it's very hard to focus sometimes. So you have to kind of remember this. Now, this full moon, right, is about introspection. It's about going within. It's definitely a time to be quiet and to be reflective and to go inside and pull out the best qualities, because Virgo wants the best, right? So, and also the negative side of Virgo is criticism. So you've got to be careful, and also that's the best side, critical thinking, but criticism is the negative side, right? So you have to make sure that when you have to really pay attention to your internal dialogue. So if you're saying, oh, you're useless, you can't do that, this is no good, that's not a good thing. But if you can change that, you can change the energy of that by saying, oh, how can I do that better? What if I did this instead of that? And it's really about changing the internal language. You're talking about the same thing, but you are coming out of the problem and looking for a solution. You're opening up your mind to wonderful possibilities. And this is a wonderful time to do this. So reach within. Be introspective, be quiet, go within and pull out your best qualities, your star qualities. What is the best that you can be? What can you pull out and become? Where do you need improvement? You can say, instead of, oh my God, I'm useless, I can't do that. It's like, where can I improve upon this? Because the possibilities are endless, right? Now, another reason that this is a powerful full moon is that it is in harmony. It's got this beautiful harmonious relationship at the same time with Mars, the planet of action, right? Get up and go and start something new. And Jupiter, the planet of abundance and good fortune. And Pluto, the planet of transformation. So this is a transformative time for the better. So it can start off a little fuzzy, a little confusing perhaps, because Neptune is involved, but it's ultimately going to turn out well, particularly if you go inside. And this is, look, Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto are all in Capricorn, and Capricorn is ambitious, it's industry, right? It is, hard work, it's goal orientated. Look, this is a very industrious full moon, I would say kind of hold off. It's like make the plans, go within, figure out what's going to work, and then come out guns a-blazing. And Mercury, don't forget, goes direct that night. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, so it's going direct that night. So, go inside, figure all this stuff out, sort through all the information that you're receiving that's within, and then get up. Nothing will be able to stop you, darling, when you start on your plans, your goals. Set your goals and get out there and achieve them. So this is a very exciting day on Monday. Now, not a lot is going on for the rest of the week. A couple of minor aspects that aren't worth really mentioning. However, and that's why I kind of also wanted to skip to the second week and do it all in one, because Monday on March the 16th, 2020 at 3:43 a.m. Mercury moves back into Pisces. So you've got this energy being kicked up again right now. It already was in Pisces, and when it went retrograde, it went into Aquarius, and now it's going back into Pisces because it's direct and it's picking up speed, right? So more creativity, writing music, creative writing, fantasy writing, visual arts, enjoying museums and appreciating the beauty in everything. Now, Tuesday, March the 17th, it is St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone, and please drink responsibly. Now, Thursday, March the 19th, 2020, at 11:50 p.m., it's at the end of the day, the sun enters Aries. This is the spring equinox. This is really spring has sprung, darling. Aries is a cardinal sign. We're going to get up. We're going to feel energized. It's brilliant. Now, listen. The equinox is when daylight conquers the night, and it is time to spring into action. Spring has sprung. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. It is the start. Aries is the fearless warrior. He will jump into action for the sheer thrill of it. His anger and rage is unparalleled, right? And he can be a bit impulsive and impatient. And his fuse is a bit short, but he blows up and the fire goes out. So he lets go pretty quickly. So this is a time to take action. And, with Mercury going direct, it's like we're off to the races. You better plan everything now so that you can spring into action next week. Now, on Friday, March the 20th, 2020, Mars is conjunct Jupiter, which means they come together. And when they're together, you can barely tell one from the other, right? Their energies meld. They become one. Now, Mars is the ruler of Aries, right? So it's cozying up. Mars is the warrior, right? Get up and go. And Mars also rules sexuality and libido. And it is cozying up to Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, bigger, better, more, and abundance, right? So energy is really out of the ballpark. It's like, get up and go. You want to do everything and perhaps everyone. It's like, passion, your libido is high. Everyone's, it's spring, darling. And then to have this, it's like a double indemnity. All the animals and everybody is procreating or attempting to procreate. They're definitely getting together. So this is really a great time to start anything that requires physical stamina and energy. So, you can be building something, or it's sports perhaps. This is brilliant for anything, running a marathon, anything that requires a lot of energy and stamina. Now, just be mindful not to overdo it, because Jupiter's bigger, better, more, right? So you have to know your limitations. You have to kind of rein it in a bit. Now, on another note, new love interests are likely under this influence because of your magnetism and charisma and your sexual, sexy energy. It's all going to be out there, and everybody's going to be, it's going to be fun. Oh dear, another baby boomer thing. Anyway, somebody stop me. Now, on Saturday, March the 21st, 2020, Saturn moves into Aquarius. New rules of engagement may be required. Saturn is he's the old man, right? And according to Greek mythology, the water bearer, the symbol of Aquarius, was a young man named Ganymede. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but anyway, he was the object of Zeus's affections, and he would go around bringing H2O, water, to all the gods in exchange for eternal youth, right? So you have this youth, this young kind of outside the box, innovative, individual, unique, a little quirky energy mixed with the old wise man Saturn. It's like push, pull, push, pull. So you have youth, combined with this old adult, and anything is possible, because this means a whole new set of engagement rules, kind of thing, new ways of living with each other, perhaps, right? In community, because Aquarius is about community, it's about unity. So, and perhaps new ways of traveling. So, listen, it could be this is a major shift in energy as Saturn moves into Aquarius, from Capricorn into Aquarius and backwards. And it's going to do a little dance for a while, right? As it goes retrograde as well. So, look, it could be that, everyone could have like live-in rooms and share the kitchen and the bathrooms, and perhaps buildings will get higher. This is an air sign, so we could build up. I mean, there's lots of different ways of looking at this, but I think very innovative ways of living will become the norm, I think. So there's going to be major changes in those areas. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I just wanted to remind you that this is a membered supported channel. So there are a few ways that you can support me. Of course, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing is a brilliant way to support me. I really appreciate that. But you can also check out Patreon. Click on this link. My Patreon page, I post things there. I don't post anywhere else. And you can support me for as little as $1 a month. That's $12 a year. Not a lot for you, but it's huge. Imagine if all my subscribers gave me $1 a month. That would be amazing. I'd be able to get so much done. I wouldn't have to work on the side. And listen, I now have a membership to my channel, so you can press the join button. You're not beholden to join, but you can see what's offered there. And we have a member kind of section where we can hang out, and I plan to do videos just for my members. But I've just got the membership, so check it out. And hopefully that will build out. I think the smallest membership is $1.99. So that would be lovely if you could do that. And if not, that's cool too. No no pressure. I want to thank you all, and I want to thank my patrons and my members. I really appreciate you. You are helping me do the thing that I love the most, which is to help and inspire others. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for that. And guys, I love you all. Mwah! And I'll see you in 2 weeks.